Ever wondered how Gorgonzola cheese, that creamy, tangy delight, comes into existence? It's an intriguing tale, steeped in tradition and culinary artistry. Gorgonzola, named after a small town in Italy, is a cheese that has captured the hearts and palates of gourmands worldwide. It's a blue-veined marvel, known for its rich creaminess and distinct tangy flavor, a result of the unique process it undergoes during its creation. This cheese isn't just about taste, it's about history and tradition. Gorgonzola traces its roots back to the early Middle Ages, a testament to its enduring popularity. Today, it's a staple in many Italian dishes, from risotto to pizza, and is loved for its ability to add a depth of flavor that's hard to match. But how does it go from being simple milk to this delectable cheese? The process is nothing short of fascinating. Stick around to unveil the fascinating journey of milk transforming into Gorgonzola cheese. The journey to creating Gorgonzola cheese starts with gathering the right ingredients. A symphony of flavors, Gorgonzola cheese owes its distinct taste to three primary components. First, we have the unpasteurized cow's milk, the foundation of our cheese. This milk is rich and full-bodied, providing the perfect canvas for our other ingredients. Next, we introduce Penicillium glaucum spores. This is the magic that gives Gorgonzola its characteristic blue veins and its sharp, unique flavor. It's what sets Gorgonzola apart from other types of cheese. Lastly, we require rennet, a crucial ingredient that coagulates the milk, transforming it from a liquid into the semi-solid form that we associate with cheese. It's the catalyst that sets the entire cheese-making process in motion. Each ingredient plays a vital role, contributing to the final product in its own unique way. With these ingredients in hand, we're ready to start making Gorgonzola cheese. The transformation of simple milk into something as exquisite as Gorgonzola cheese begins now. The first step is to heat the milk. This might seem simple, but it's crucial to get the temperature just right. Too hot, and the milk proteins will break down; too cool, and the cheese won't form properly. You'll want to aim for a cozy warmth, about the same as a nice hot bath, around 86 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 degrees Celsius. Once the milk is heated, we introduce the star of the show, Penicillium glaucum. These are the spores that give Gorgonzola its distinct blue veins and unique, robust flavor. It's a bit like sprinkling magic dust into the mix. But remember, less is more. You don't want to overpower the subtle flavors that will develop in the cheese. Next, we add the rennet. This is a natural enzyme that causes the milk to coagulate or curdle. It's what transforms our warm milk into a solid mass. A small amount is all you need, and it's added while gently stirring the milk. Now it's time for some patience. The mixture needs to rest undisturbed for about an hour. This allows the rennet and Penicillium glaucum to work their magic. It's a bit like baking a cake. You wouldn't open the oven door every 5 minutes, would you? The same principle applies here. Temperature and timing are vital in these initial stages. Just like with baking, if the mix is too hot or too cold, or if it's not left to set for long enough, the end result won't be what you were hoping for. Cheese making is a delicate process, and each step needs to be done with care and attention. Remember, we're not just making any cheese here, we're making Gorgonzola. It's a cheese that commands respect for its rich history, its complex flavor profile, and the skill it takes to make it. Patience is key in these initial stages. It's a slow process, but the wait is worth it. Once our milk mixture curdles, we move on to the next stages, cutting and cooking the curd. Now, this is where we start to see our cheese come to life. Cutting the curd is a vital step in the cheese-making process, and it's more significant than you might think. The size of the curd pieces directly affects the texture of the final product. For a creamy, soft cheese like Gorgonzola, we want to cut the curd into small cubes about the size of a hazelnut. This smaller size allows for more whey to be released, resulting in a smoother, creamier cheese. Now, armed with a long knife or curd cutter, we gently slice through the curd, making sure to keep the size of the cubes consistent. It's a delicate task, almost meditative. You'll notice the whey start to separate from the curd, a sign that you're on the right track. Once we've cut the curd, it's time for cooking, but don't get ahead of yourself. We're not talking about a roaring boil here. This is a slow, gentle process. we gradually increase the temperature to about 40 degrees Celsius over the course of half an hour. This slow heat encourages the curd to release more whey and helps the curd particles to firm up. During this gentle cooking process, it's important to stir the curd occasionally. This ensures even heat distribution and prevents the curd from matting together. The goal is to keep those lovely little cubes of curd separate so they can each undergo their transformation into the creamy, tangy delight that is Gorgonzola cheese. So there we have it. The curd is cut and cooked. It's been a journey of precision and patience, but worth every minute. With these crucial steps, we've set the foundations for our cheese, influencing its texture and moisture content. After this, we are one step closer to our final product. Stay tuned, as the next stages of Gorgonzola making promise to be just as fascinating. Draining, salting, and molding, these steps bring us closer to the final product. Now that we've cut and cooked our curd, it's time for the next stage of the process, draining. This step is crucial, as it allows us to remove the whey, which is the liquid part of the milk that remains after the formation of curds. Draining is a delicate balance, as we don't want to remove too much moisture, which could result in a dry and crumbly cheese. But we also don't want to leave too much in, which can lead to a too soft and squishy final product. The right balance ensures that our Gorgonzola will have that perfect creamy texture we're aiming for. Once we've drained our curds, it's time to add some flavor with the next step, salting. Salt does more than just add taste. It also acts as a preserving agent, helping to extend the shelf life of our cheese. But be careful, too much salt can overpower the delicate flavor profile of the Gorgonzola. Just a sprinkle of high-quality sea salt or kosher salt will do the trick. Remember, we're aiming for a harmonious balance between saltiness and the natural, tangy, nutty flavor of the cheese. Finally, we move on to molding. This is where our cheese really starts to take on its final form. We'll pack our salted curds into a mold, pressing gently to ensure that the curds knit together while still retaining some air pockets. These pockets will later serve as the perfect home for the blue mold that gives Gorgonzola its distinctive veining. The molds we use for Gorgonzola are typically cylindrical, designed to create a cheese that's perfect for slicing, crumbling, or melting. As we complete these steps, we're not just making cheese, we're creating a work of culinary art. Each stage of the process adds another layer of complexity to the flavor, texture, and appearance of our Gorgonzola. Our cheese now begins to take shape and character. The final stages of our Gorgonzola's journey involve patience, precision, and plenty of aging. This is where the magic truly happens, as our cheese transforms from a simple dairy product into a gourmet delight. The aging process is a delicate dance between time, temperature, and humidity. Ideally, the cheese should be aged in a controlled environment with a temperature between 6 to 12 degrees Celsius and a relative humidity of about 90 to 95%. These conditions help to develop the cheese's distinctive flavor and texture. Now, remember those spores we introduced earlier? Well, it's during this aging process that they begin to work their magic. They germinate, grow, and start producing that beautiful blue-green mold that gives Gorgonzola its unique character. But these spores need oxygen to grow, and that's where the piercing comes in. About a week into the aging process, the cheese is pierced with stainless steel needles. These holes allow air to enter and circulate within the cheese, providing the oxygen that the mold spores need to grow. The cheese is pierced several times during the aging process, each time encouraging the growth of more mold and the development of more of those characteristic blue veins. It's a slow process, but one that's absolutely essential to creating the rich, complex flavors of Gorgonzola. After about 3 months of aging, the cheese is finally ready. It's firm but creamy, with a tangy flavor and a hint of sweetness. The blue veins provide a sharp contrast to the creamy white cheese, both in color and in taste. The final product is a testament to the power of time, patience, and skill. It's more than just cheese. It's a culinary masterpiece, a labor of love, a testament to the art of cheese making. And there you have it, the fascinating journey from milk to Gorgonzola cheese.